Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatye Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marudhatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami. Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kridau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaigamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayaka Charuchapam Namami Ramam Rakhuam Shanatham. Krishno Rakshatu Mam Charachara Guruhu Krishnam Namasye Sada Krishne Naiva Surakshito Hamasakrit Krishnaya Dattam Manaha Krishna Deva Samudbhavo Mama Vibho Krishnasya Dasosmiham Krishne Bhakti Rajanchalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha. We are on the second dasakam. After describing the glory of the Lord, who is the embodiment of Supreme Satchidananda Sarupa. Now Bhattadri, who has overcome with ecstasy, visualizing his charming form and describes it from head to foot in this first two slokas. Now let us read.
Suryaspardhi Kiritamurdhvatilaka Prodbhasi Phalantaram Karunyakulanetramardra Sunasaputam Gandodyanmakarabhakundalayugam Kanthojwalat Kaustubham Twadrupam Vanamalyahara Srivatsadipram Bhaje Keyurangada Kankanottamamaha Ratnanguliyankita Srimad-Bahu Chatushka Sangadagada Shankhari Pankeruham Kanchit Kanchana Kanchilanchitalasat Pitambaralambhinim Alambe vimalambujathyutipadam murtim tavartichitam.
These two verses are considered Vandana slokas. For every time we chant Narayaneeyam, we repeat this because it is the description of form, admiring the beauty of Bhagavan. Now, aham bhaje tadrupam. I worship your form. What is that form? How beautiful is that form? First he says, Suryasparti Kireetam. When you look at the crown of Bhagavan, Kireetam, it is Suryasparti. It is like competing with the brilliance of sun. Suryasparti Kireetam. Urdhva tilaka prodbhasi phalantaram. Bhagavan's the forehead itself is beautiful, but it is enhanced. It has become an enhanced beauty because he is wearing a chandan. What is that? Urdhva tilakam. The chandanam mark or gopi chandanam mark, which is pointed towards up, upward. All the Iyengars know that, they up, goes up. So Surya, the Urdhva tilaka prodbhasi, because Bhagavan's beauty, as though it is enhanced his beauty, the tilakam enhance the beauty of his the forehead. And Karunyakula Netram. So one by one is coming down from the crown and the Palapradesh and the forehead. And now eyes. The eyes are so beautiful because the eyes are filled with compassion. Karunyakula Netram. So Netram is beautiful because it is said, the window of our mind is our eyes. Whatever emotion that we entertain in our mind is always seen through your eyes. So here Bhagavan's heart is filled with compassion towards the humanity or living being. And that compassion is expressed in his eyes. Karunyakula Netram. Very beautiful expression. Karunyakula Netram. Ardra Hasitollasam. And his smile melts away. Actually melting in joy. So that smile, it is not a laughter. It is a simple smile, a gentle smile, but it's filled with joy. It is not an artificial smile. It is filled coming out of his heart, filled with bliss, ananda. Karunyagula netram adra hasitollasam sunasa pudam. A very handsome and attractive nose, sunasa pudam. It is said in Ramayana, Bhagavan's form, well proportioned. Everything is proportionate. There is no extra inch. None of the hands or legs or anything, nose or eyes or eyebrows, nothing is extra. It is all well proportioned. Here also, Bhagavan's very handsome, sunasa pudam, handsome and attractive nose. Gandotyan makalabha kundala yugam. Now, Bhagavan's Krishna, Vishnu also, their earrings are always crocodile shaped. I have not seen those in the modern time. Modern times, all different weird shapes, but Bhagavan's one is Makarapa Kundala Yugam. Makara is crocodile shaped. Is kundalam, pendants, earrings actually. Kandocholal Kaustupam. And he has got in his neck he is wearing Kaustupamani. And Bhattadari says whether the money is enhancing his beauty of neck or neck itself is enhancing the beauty of the money. We don't know. It is still debatable. Vanamalya Hara Patala Srivatsadipram. Vanamalya Haram. So Vanamalya Haram Patala Srivatsadipram. This garland said to be made of 5 elements, that is called Vaijayanti Mala. 5 elements and tanmatras known as Vaijayanti Mala is referred here as Vanamala. So Vanamala means the jungle garland, the flower taken from the jungle and used it. That's all. So, and Srivatsadipram, this Srivatsa means the mark of Bhrigu Maharshi's footprint. So, Bhrigu Maharshi tested Trimurtis and finally he got frustrated when he went to Brahmaji and Lord Shiva. And when he came, he saw Lord Vishnu is lying down. He got frustrated. He kicked him on his chest. Bhagwan got up and massaged his feet. And that mark he is still keeping as a respect, a reverence. Srivatsadipram Diptam Bhaje. Srivatsadipram Bhaje. Vanamalya Hara Patala Srivatsadipram. So the chest adorned by a dense of garland of jungle flowers and the mark known as Srivatsa. And continuing the description, Keyurangada Kankanottama Maha Ratnanguli Angita Srimat Bahu Chatushka Sangadagada Shankari Pankeruham Kanchit Kanjana Kanchilanchitalasat Pitambaralambini Alambe Vimalambujatudibadam Murtim Tavartichidam. Just listening to the Sanskrit itself is so beautiful. Aham alambe. I seek refuge. Tava kanchit murtim. Your indescribable form. Even though Bhattadari says it is indescribable, he is describing it. Keyurangata Kankanottama Maharatnanguliyangita Srimat Bahu Chatushka Sangatagada Shankari Pankeruha. One compound. The whole sentence is one compound. Because Bhagavan has got 4 lovely hands, arms, and each of them has got ornaments like armlets, bracelets, gems at finger rings, and in that hands he is holding, what is that? Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Pankajam. So each of them represent some tattva. So his Sudarshana Chakram represents Manattattvam. We see that in Vishnu Sahasranama. Same way, the mace, Gada represent Kaumotaki, the name of his Gada, Buddhi Tattvam. So intellect is always Gada. So in India also they say, no, Gat Gat se bola. Gat Gat se bola. So that Gada, Kaumotaki. Then his Shankha conch. That conch represent Panchabhutas, Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam, Rishikeshaha, Devatattam, Dhananjaya. So Panchajanyam, Rishikeshaha. It represents the Panchabhutas, 5 elements, and Ahankara together. And the lotus, that is Moksha, Ananda. So Moksha, Bhagavan is the one who is Moksha Prada. Keyurangata Kankanottamamaha Deepa Prabhavasma Keyurangana Kankanottamamaha Ratnanguliyangita Srimat Bahuja Dushka Sangadagada Shankari Pankeruham Kanchana Kanchi Lanchita Lasat Pitambaralambhinim Kanchana Kanchi Lanchita Lasat Pitambaralambhinim. Now Bhagavan wear Pitambaram, but that Pitambara Vastram is held by a waistband. आजकल हम लोग तो belt, we put a belt, but there Bhagavan is not putting a belt. Instead of that, it is a golden bracelet. Waistband actually, not bracelet. It is waistband. And it is decorated with a golden waistband, bordering on the shining yellow silken rope supported by it. Vimalam bhujat yudipatam. Now Patadri has come to the lotus feet. With feet, luster is like that, spotless lotuses. So Bhagavan's feet is famous. It is as soft as petal. That is why Hanumanji, first time when he saw Ramachandraji, his eyes went to the lotus feet. And he asked, this bhumi, the earth is so hard. And you say you walked the whole day to reach Rishyamukha mountain. How is that possible? Your lotus feet is so tender and beautiful still. That was Hanumanji's question. So that was the nature of Bhagavan's feet. That's Vimalam Bhujat Dvidipadam Artichitam. And that lotus feet is the one cuts asunder all the artis. There are 3 kinds of arti. Adi Devam, Adi Bhautikam, Adhyatmikam. Tapas are there. So the trouble that comes from the hands of God, lightning, tornado, what we call snow, what we call the winter storm, all that is all hands of God. Then the Adi Bhautikam, neighbor creating problem. Now what can you do? The neighbor's dog is barking. Now what can you do? Nothing you can do. And you want to study Narayaneeyam, at the time his neighbor's dog is barking. Nothing you can do. You cannot shout at the dog also. So this is called Adi Bhautika, what they call Vignas. Then Adi Adhyatmikam. Adhyatmikam is, if everything is fine, we sat in front of the, what you call, screen, everything is fine going on, suddenly your mind say, what is the use of studying all these things? Is it going to help me? And how many people, this description that Bhattadari gives, for him maybe it is true, but for me it is not true. I have gone to Guru Ayur many times, I never felt it. Like this, a thought comes. Then what happened? The whole class is gone. You will not be able to listen to any of this, enjoy it also. That is why these tapa, whenever you start doing something good, this kind of vignam comes. That's why in our Shantipada also all three Shantis are told. So the same way here, Bhattadari also says, if you remember the lotus feet of Bhagavan, all your tapatrayas will be gone completely. You will be freed from all afflictions. Mind becomes calm, peaceful, cheerful. Okay, that is this Keshadipada Varnana. We will see that in the end of the Narayaneeyam also, 100th dasakam also, you will see more details. But here it is just beginning. Here, Bhattadari has not seen Bhagavan in person. The 100th dasaka, Bhattadari sees Bhagavan in person. And looking at him, he describes. That is totally different. Continuing.
यत्रैलोक्यमहीयसोऽपि महितं सम्मोहनं मोहनात् कान्तं कान्तिनिधानतोऽपि मधुरं माधुर्यधुर्यादपि सौन्दर्योत्तरतोऽपि सुन्दरतरं त्वद्रूपमाश्चर्यतोऽपि आश्चर्यं भुवनेन कस्य कुतुकम् पुष्णाति विष्णो विभो.
Hey Vibho, hey Vishnu. Two sambodhanas are there here, beautiful. One is Vibhu, means the one who is capable of giving you moksha. Vibhu. Vishnu means the one, Vishnodi Apnodi Sarvam Vishnu. The one who pervades the entire creation is called Vishnu. So one is Vishnu, another is Vibhu. Tat Todrupam Yat Mahitam. That form of yours, which is more revered and worshipped, Yat Mahitam. Trailokya Mahiyasaha Api. It is Trailokya Mahiyasaha Api. The most revered and worshipped. So your form is revered and worshipped than the most revered and worshipped one in all the three worlds. So Bhagavan's form is the most revered and most worshipped by all the three worlds. Sammohanam mohanat. And more enchanting than the most enchanting. All these superlatives Bhattadari has used here. Kantam kandi nidhanataha api. Whose luster outshine all that is brilliant in this world. Sammohanam, Kantam, Kanti Nidhanam. Kanti Nidhanam. Nidhanam means abode. So, abode of Kanti. Now, if you say, if it is sun, is the abode of all brilliance. But this is, Bhagavan's brilliance is much more than. That is why in Gita, the 11th chapter, Sanjaya describes that when Bhagavan showed his Vishwarupa Darshanam to Arjuna, that time he said, suppose 1,000 sun rises in the horizon at one time, what will be the brilliance? That is the brilliance of Bhagavan. So that is what is, Pattadri also says, yes, the Kantam Kanti Nidhanam Nidhanataha api, whose luster, brilliance outshines all repositories of brilliance. Madhuram Madhurya Dhuryat api. Now, again, which is sweeter than the sweetest object, if you can think of what is the sweetest object you can think, sweeter than that. Sundarataram Saundaryottaratahapi. Again, beauty also, whose beauty outshines the most beautiful. Tulsidaji describes Sita's beauties like this in Ramayana, Sri Ramayana. Ascharyam Ascharyataha api, which is more wonderful than the greatest wonder. Greatest now, mostly wonders are 7 wonders of the world. This is wonder of all wonders. Ascharyam Ascharyataha api kasya kutukam na pushnati. That is the case whose interest or curiosity does it not arouse? Who will not get enchanted by this in this whole universe? Who will not get enchanted or mesmerized or bewildered or curious to know this particular form? Continuing.
तत्तात्रिं मधुरात्मकं तव वपुः सम्प्राप्य सम्पन्मयी सा देवी परमोत्सुका चिरतरं नास्ते स्वभक्तेष्वपि तेन स्यावत कष्टमच्युत विभो त्वद्रूपमानोऽज्ञक प्रेमस्थैर्यमयाद चापलबलात् चापल्यवार्तोदभूत्.
Sa Devi Sampanmayi. Goddess Lakshmi, the embodiment of prosperity, wealth. Sa Devi, that Devi Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth, prosperity, Sampanmayi. Samprapya tat vapuhu tava. Now, as he described the beauty of Bhagavan in the 3rd verse, he says, this Lakshmi Devi who got this beautiful body of yours, Samprapya tat vapuhu, your body, your beautiful body form, who has got it? Lakshmi Devi got it in marriage. Madhuratmakam tatraha, which is sweetness incarnate, as stated, paramotsuka na aste. And because she is so attracted to you, extremely attached to you, does not stay na aste chirataram swabhakteshu api. So it is said that a devata, when you propitiate, meditate upon, and you worship that devata sincerely, that worship devata has to bless the devotee. That is the rule. That is why you see Brahmaji in all the Puranas, even Rakshasas, they do Kora tapas. Brahmaji, even devatas goes and tell him, don't go and bless it. But he says, I am bound by it. I cannot help. So he will come down and bless. So here Bhattadari is telling that because the devotees are worshipping this Lakshmi Devi, she is compelled to go and bless them. But then her heart is with Bhagavan. Chirataram subhakteshu api paramotsuka na aste. She does not stay with her devotees, even though they worship her. She doesn't stay with her devotees because of what? So much attached to the beauty of Bhagavan. Tena he achyuta vibho. Therefore, O imperishable and all-pervading Lord, vibho, achyuta means the one who never falls from his glory. That's called achyuta. That's why Arjuna is addressing Bhagavan also achyuta. Senayor ubhayor madhye radam sthapaya me achyuta. So that achyuta shabda is very beautiful. That whatever form Bhagavan takes, whether it is Varahavatara, Matsyavatara, Kurmavatara, or Vamanavatara, or Nrsimhavatara, Parashuramavatara, whatever be the avatara, he never falls from his glory. It is always glorious. Even Balakrishna, you see, little Krishna, that child was only 6 days old. That Bhagavan Krishna was able to kill Putana. His glory, to kill his glory. Glory never fails or diminishes. Tena he achyutaha vibho asyaha tadrupa manotnyaka premarthairya mayad. Premasthirya mayad. On account of her steadfastness in the everlasting love towards you, your beauty and form, because of her everlasting love for you, she forget to stay with her devotees. That means Lakshmi is always unsteady, we say, no? That is because of this reason. It is because of her love for the Lord. She doesn't want to miss him. Then, achapala balad, which is indeed her strength of not being fickle, because udbhut chapalya varta, there emerged a talk of fickleness. So this is a peculiar prayoga. See, she is coming back to you, even though she go away for a while, but she come back to you. And these people consider it is a fault of goddess, but actually it's not a fault. That is what Bhattadari is arguing for her. It is not her fault. It is because of her love for Lord. She cannot but come back to Bhagavan. And then continuing.
लक्ष्मीस्तावकरामणीयकहृदैवेयं परेष्वस्थिरेति अस्मिन्नन्यदपि प्रमाणमधुना वक्ष्यामि लक्ष्मीपते एत्वध्यानगुणानुकीर्तनरसा सक्ता हि भक्ता जनाः तेष्वेषा वसति स्थिरैव दयित प्रस्तावदत्तादरा।
He Lakshmi Pate, O Lord, consort of Lakshmi. Vakshyami Athuna Anyat. I shall tell you one more thing, one more reason why. Akle pramanam api asmin iti. Proof also in support of the statement earlier he made about Lakshmi Devi. Yam Lakshmi Asthira Pareshu. This goddess Lakshmi is unsteady with others. Tava Karamaniyaka Khrita Eva. Because she was captivated by your charm alone. Ye janaha bhaktaha. Tot dhyana gunanu kirtana rasasaktaha. Now, here Patadari gives a solution also to the problem. He says, because she is attracted to you, she will stay with the person who sing the glory of Bhagavan or listen to Bhagavad Katha. Such people, she stays there. Why? Because she wants to listen to the glory of Bhagavan. That's why in Bhagavatam also, this Gopikas, in Gopika Geetam, Tava Kathamrdam Tapta Jivanam. Bhagavan, your Katha is like Amrit. Amrit, if you take, the real Amrit you take, you may live long. But then the problem will be there. The Devatas are not free from problems. They have afflictions, always threatened by asuras, invading them, giving them trouble. So their position also threatened. Even though they may live long, but long time they have for suffering also. But Bhagavan, your Katha is such a nectar that Tapta Jivanam completely remove all the afflictions. That is the beauty of Kathamritam. So that is what Bhattadri says here. The people who are meditating upon Lord's form, people who are singing his glory or listening to his Katha, such places, Teshu eva esha vasati sthirahi. There she stays permanently. So this is the solution now. So don't worship Lakshmi alone. Worship Bhagavan Vishnu along with Lakshmi. You see, that's why you see in Ramayana, Ravana separated Sita. He wanted only Lakshmi. He didn't want Bhagavan. Then what happened? Capital punishment, you see. So, Teshu eva esha vasati sthirahi. Deyita prastava dattadara. Because Bhattadri says, who will not want to listen to her husband's glory? Not the modern wives, I don't know, but we are talking about olden time. They'd love to hear the glories of their husbands. Lakshmi Devi loved to hear Bhagavan's glory. Yeah. So in other words, Goddess Lakshmi stays permanently wherever the Lord's names are chanted and his glories are sung. Therefore, the easiest way to acquire the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi is to worship with devotion the Lord who is her consort and in whom she resides. That's why there is a saying, you want to put your money, you keep it in your left pocket, shirt pocket. That is where Lakshmi resides, not in your hip pocket. Continuing.
एवं भूतमनोज्ञतानवसुधा निष्यन्दसन्दोहनम् त्वद्रूपं परचिद्रसायनमयं चेतोहरं शृण्वताम् सद्यः प्रेरयते मतिं मदयते रोमाञ्चयत्यङ्गकम् व्यासिञ्चत्यपि शीतबाष्पविसरैः आनन्दमूर्च्छोद्भवैः.
Now he is going to talk about bhakti. After describing the beauty of Bhagavan's form, Bhattadri is introducing what is bhakti. First he is going to tell what is the method of developing bhakti. What is the best way to develop bhakti? Then what is the lakshana of a bhakta? All these things he is telling. Evam tutrupam. Thus your divine form. Bhuta manotnyata navasudha. Nishyanda sandohanam. Which showers an abundance of fresh nectar in the shape of your beautiful and charming form. Parichitra sayanamayam. Parachitra sayanamayam. Parachitra sayanamayam. The embodiment of supreme bliss. Para. Supreme bliss. Chit drasa. Chit drasanamayam. Both translation is not for you. Chidrasa. Chidrasa means, Dravitam means what? Melting. So when you look at the beauty, what happened? The beauty is the beauty that invokes melt your heart. That is called real beauty. A beauty is no beauty that invokes desire in your mind, kama vasana in your mind. That is not considered beauty. So what is real beauty is the one, the moment you look at it, you feel your mind is melting away in devotion, admiration. So that is the beauty of Bhagavan. That's what he said. Para chitra sayanamayam is the embodiment of supreme bliss. Immediately you are reminded of Bhagavan. So that's there was a Zen Mahatma. He was passing by and he saw there was a beautiful girl. She was a prostitute, but she was one of the most beautiful girls. She came out and standing in the balcony. And this man, the old man, he was a Zen Buddhist monk. And he was passing by. He saw her beauty and stood there and started looking at her. And this girl was little embarrassed, but he's an old man and also monk. Why is he looking at me like this? Then she sent her servant girl, asked this monk, please come. So the monk went there and she asked, why are you looking at me like this? You are old, you are a monk. What is the use looking at me? Then monk said, that I was not looking at you. I looked at you, saw the beauty, and I lifted my mind to the one who created you. That Lord who created you, how beautiful he will be. That was my thinking. So that kind of beauty is what Bhagavan Bhattadri is describing. Parachidrasayanamayam. Chidrasayanamayam. Chetoharam, mind captivating. Prerayate sadhyaha matim, stimulate instantly the minds. Shrinvatam, of those who hear your wonderful exploits. Shrinvatam. Madayate romanchayati angakam. And when you listen to the stories, if you are a real bhakta, romancham, horripilation comes to your body. Romanchayati angagam, all limbs, the hair stand on end. Api vyasinchati, and also drenches the body with what? Shita bashpa visaraihi, with the flood of cool tears. Generally, tears are warm. But when the tears come out of joy, it seems it is cool. The only tears come out of what? Sorrow. It is warm, hot tears. Anandamurchodbhavaihi, originating from the ecstasy of joy. Now this is all Bhakta Lakshana. A real Bhakta's Lakshana is when he listened to Bhagavad Kathas of Bhagavad Kirtanam, or when he sees Bhagavan, all these Lakshanas happens to him. His eyes start flowing with the tears of joy, and whole body stand on erect, horripilation. These are all Bhakta Lakshana given in Narada Bhakti Sutra also. Narada also gives. So that is what Preyase Madayate Matim Romanchayati Vyasinchati Angakam. All these Visheshanas are given so beautifully. Now, the 4 slokas extol the excellence of the path of bhakti. So this is a bhakti grantha. Therefore, bhakti eva gariyasi. Devotion is the most important thing. Continuing.
Evam bhutadaya hi bhaktya yogasya yogadvayat karma jnanamayat bhrushottamataro yogishwarairgiyate saundaryaikarasaatmake tvai khalo prema प्रकर्षात्मिका भक्तिर्निश्रममेव विश्वपुरुषैः लभ्या रमावल्लभा
Giyate Yogishwarehi iti. It has been loudly proclaimed by great sages that Saha Yogaha Bhaktiyapihitaha, the yoga path known as Bhakti, the path of devotion, Evam Bhutatayahi, as said earlier, indeed, Brishottama Taraha Yogatvayat, it definitely far superior to the two yogas, that is karma and jnana, karma jnana mayat. So compared to karma yoga and jnana yoga, bhakti yoga is considered superior. E Rama Vallabha, O Lord, consort of goddess Rama, Bhaktihi prema prakarshatmika, devotion, the form of intense love. Toi saundarya ekarasatmake, who are the unique essence of all gracefulness. Kalu labhya vishwapurushehi, nishramam eva, without any effort at all. If a person is devoted to your beautiful, enchanting form, one who devoted to you, that is considered the most easiest way to attain mukti. Now, he makes a statement that bhakti is superior to karma and jnana. And he gives a reason also. The next one is the reason he gives.
निष्कामं नियतस्वधर्मचरणं यत्कर्म योगाभिधं तद्दूरेत्यफलं यदौपनिषद ज्ञानोपलभ्यं पुनः तत्तव्यक्ततया सुदुर्गमतरं चित्तस्य तस्माद् विभो त्वत्प्रेमात्मकभक्तिरेव सततं स्वादीयसी श्रेयसी.
Yat karma yoga bhidam. What is called karma yoga? The path of action. Tat nishkamam niyatas sudharma charanam. That is without desire for results and with observance of prescribed courses of contact. Niyata swadharma charanam. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karmajjayohya karmanaha. Whatever that is given to you as your duty, perform it with an attitude of offering to the Lord without expecting results. This is called karma yoga. Karma is inevitable, everybody has to do. But the very karma has to be converted into a yoga. That yoga buddhi is called karma yoga. Duretya phalam. And with this attitude, you perform karma yoga for a long time. The result comes only in the far distance. Dureti phalam. The product or the result comes only in the distant future. Punaha yat, another, again, what is jnana yoga? A path of knowledge. Aupanishatat jnanopalabhyam tattu sudargat mataram chittasya. So this jnana yoga is studying the Upanishadic knowledge. That also very difficult to pursue. unless you are intellectually capable of grasping. It is not easy, Jnana Marga. And what is that? Upanishads are saying or indicating something that is unknown to you. So it is not a tangible thing sitting in front of you. In Bhakti Marga, what is there? The form is in front of you. Bhagavan has got attributes, virtues, qualities. All those things are relatable to you. But whereas when the Upanishad, if you read, that Brahman is Nirgunaha, Nirakaraha, Nirvikaraha, Nirakaraha. So everything is so something that cannot be clear to you. That is what Bhattacharya says, avyaktataya, lack of clarity. It is not vyaktam. However much you describe, you are not able to conceive it in your mind. Tasmat he vibho, therefore, O all-pervading Lord, Tvat prematmakaha bhakti eva satatam swadiyasi shreyasi. Tat prematmaka bhakti eva shreyasi. Bhakti alone is the most exalted. What is that bhakti? Prematmakaha bhakti, parama prema sarupa bhakti. That is the nature of bhakti. Simple devotion to you. For intense devotion to you, like Mirabai's bhakti, Tulsidas ji's bhakti. Bhagavan Hanumanji is an example of bhakti. Everything is dedicated to the Lord. Whatever he did, all achievements and failures, whatever it is, he attributed to Ramecha. Satatam swadiyasi shreyasi. So, bhakti alone is the easiest path. Continue.
अत्यायासकराणि कर्मपटलानि आचर्य निर्यन्मलाः बोधे भक्तिपथे तवाप्युचितताम् आयान्ति किं तावता क्लिष्ट्वा तर्कपथे परं तव वपुः ब्रह्माख्यमन्ये पुनः चित्तार्द्रत्वमृते विचिन्त्य बहुभिः सिद्ध्यन्ति जन्मान्तरैः.
Acharya Atyayasakarani, performing the most laborious and karma padalani niryanmala, numerous austerities and gaining purity of mind. Ayanti uchitatam, they acquire the fitness to pursue Bodhe athava bhakti pathe, the path of knowledge or path of devotion. Api tavata kim, but what use is that? So people perform years of tapas to purify their mind. Severe austerities they perform. And Bhattacharya says, what is the use of that? Spending so many years of tapas. Api tavata kim, but of what use is that? Anye punaha param klishtava. Some others again, after struggling for long, tarkapathe, in the path of logic. People use Nyaya Granthas to decipher what is Sat and Asat. This is also Rute Chittardratvam. Rute Chitta Ardratvam. Very beautiful. He says, with all these things, your mind never melts in devotion. So you may be a highly intellectual person, Mahatjnani, or Mahavairaki. But if your heart is not melt in love for Lord, all these are, whatever he says, useless. There is no use, he says. Without tenderness of heart, melting of mind, rute chittadratvam, vichindya tava brahmakhyam vabuhu, meditating of your that beautiful form, siddhyanti bahubihi janmantarehi. So those people get moksha after thousands of years. Those people who meditate upon Nirguna Brahma, when they will get moksha, we don't know. It takes long time. Whereas you meditate upon Saguna Sarupa of Bhagavan, moksha is easy. That is the Tatparya.
त्वद्भक्तिस्तु कथारसामृतझरी निर्मज्जनेन स्वयं सिद्ध्यन्ति विमलप्रबोधपदवीम् अक्लेशतस्तन्वती सद्यः सिद्धिकरी जयत्ययि विभो सैवास्तु मे त्वत्पद प्रेम प्रौढिरसार्द्रता द्रुतधरम् Vatalayadhishvara.
Ayi Vibho, O all-pervading one, Tot Bhakti tu Jayati, devotion to you, victory to devotion to you. Jayati means victory. The devotion to you always triumphs over the other two parts, jnana and karma. Why? Because Swayam Siddhanti. Bhakti is something, it is self-generative. Because everybody is born with that capital called Bhakti. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants love. So this love is something that you are born with. You don't have to look for anywhere. No qualification is required for this. That is why it is Swayam Siddhanti Katha Rasamrdajari Nirmajjanena. By submerging one in the nectarine river of your interesting stories. That is why Vyasa Bhagavan has written 18 different Puranas. So you can choose where your mind goes, get attracted. Tanvati akleshadaha. And this, what happened, mind absorbs without any effort. Say, in Upanishad class, it's very difficult to concentrate 1 hour. 45 minutes itself is tough. But when it is a katha, Bhagavad Katha, 2 hours, 3 hours, people keep on listening. No harm, no problem. Vimala Prabodha Padavim, the state of taintless knowledge and enlightenment, and Sadhya Siddhikari, instantly bestowing the final beatitude called moksha. Te drutataram astu, e vatalayadhishvara, O Lord of Guruvayur, you bestow upon your devotees moksha. They may trutataram astu, may I soon accomplish that. Sa tvat pada prema praudi rasadhrata eva. That tenderness of heart born out of intense of love towards your lotus feet. O Lord, may I be able to accomplish that. O Guruvayurappa, O Lord of Guruvayur, may you bless me with that devotion. That is the idea. With that, this dasakam also is over. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Very nicely explained about the best way to develop bhakti and lakshana of bhakti. And today is Bhishma Ekadashi. We are very fortunate to listen about Narayana's glories from you. Thank you so much, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Very nice.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji. Namaskaram.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Swamiji.
Thank you,
Swamiji.
Swamiji.
Namaskar, pranam.
Thank you,
Swamiji.
Thank you all for
Thank you,
joining.
Swamiji.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji. It's wonderful class.
Yeah.
Oh, Somasundaram.
Somasundaram.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah. He's now going to talk.
Glad to see you in the Zoom at least.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Usha never gave me the link until today. I know she's listening, so I won't say anything more.
Nice of you.
So nice of you.
We'll meet sometime.
Okay,
Yes,
thank-
yes.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Very nice. He's still
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Okay.